The issue of female circumcision or female genital mutilation is a call for concern.
Assalamu alaikum wa muslimina wal muslimat. Assalamu alaikum wa zawji wa zawjat.
And we argue strongly that our mothers do not mutilate. And I want to stress this again. Our mothers circumcise.
It's a shame to stand in front of men to discuss about our privacy.
I am ready to remove my cap as a parliamentarian, to walk towards the streets if any day that Imam is arrested.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members of the National Assembly, the issue of female circumcision or female genital mutilation is a call for concern. The practice has both cultural and religious dimension and has been practiced since time immemorial, handing down from one generation to another generation. Decades ago, there were activists who launched campaigns against the practice with the support of non-governmental organizations. The advocacy continues to highlight the negative outcomes, but the proponents and those practicing FGM also advanced certain advantages until when the former president, Alhaji Yaya Jammeh, made a pronouncement in his hometown, Kanilai, to ban the practice. The pronouncement was followed by an act or enactment of a legislation by this humble assembly to criminalize the act of FGM or female circumcision. Honorable Speaker, the practice exists in secret and no more characterized by cultural display or songs, dance, or traditional dress. The 1997 Constitution clearly spelled out right to practice one's culture and religion. These are enshrined in Chapter 17, subsection 2 and subsection 32. With your permission, I quote, "Every person in the Gambia, whatever his or her race, color, gender, language, religion, political or other opinion, national or social origin, property, birth or other status, shall be entitled to the fundamental human rights and freedoms of the individual contained in this chapter, but subject to respect for the rights and freedoms of others and for the public interest." Chapter 32 also spelled out, "Every person shall be entitled to enjoy, practice, profess, maintain, and promote any culture, language, and tradition, religion, or subject to the terms of this Constitution and to the Constitution that the rights protected by this section do not impinge on the rights and freedoms of others or the national interest, especially unity." Honorable members, with the above citation, we need dialogue on this matter rather than arresting our mothers and sisters to be arraigned before the court. This is creating discord among those who practice it as a culture and religion. To my opinion, it should be a matter of choice rather than ban the act because of fundings being received from the West. If you are with the opinion that it affects the health of women, why not support them with materials to promote hygiene and sanitation? Banning the act infringes others' rights and serves as a recipe for violence in our country. This country has a record of stability, and we all need to put hands on deck to revisit the act that criminalizes female circumcision. I thank you all for your kind attention.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thank you for giving me the floor. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Assalamu alaikum wa muslimina wal muslimat. Assalamu alaikum wa zawji wa zawjat. Good morning to all of you. As a Muslim woman, let me say a Muslim woman of the Gambia, I'm ashamed to stand here in this August Assembly of the Gambia to talk about circumcision, to talk about the secret of women, to talk about the Islamophobians, the people who are standing to ban Islamic, the people who are fighting our religion. I am ashamed to come here to talk about this kind of things in this August Assembly. Honorable Speaker, I am speaking with the voice of the people of Fonyi Berefet and Gambia at large. My people said they don't like the idea of banning female genital mutilation. What they want is that let this practice be neutralized. If any tribe want to practice circumcision, you do it. If you don't want to practice it, leave it, you are free. As the way the Gambia was since before 1965. Honorable Speaker, as the way the man who led the matter of the day alluded, that President Jammeh talked something like that, and he banned the practice of female genital mutilation at Kanilai. Honorable Speaker, I will tell you loud and clear that the falling down of President Jammeh is even the coalition achieved that goal because of that female genital mutilation. When the man made that announcement.
Honorable Speaker, we are speaking on behalf of our people, our electorates, who elected us to come here. And from a thorough consultation, a deep consultation between us and our electorates, particularly at Kia West constituency, 99.9% of the electorate of that constituency disagree with the banning of the female circumcision. And we argue strongly that our mothers do not mutilate. And I want to stress this again. Our mothers circumcise. They do not mutilate. So we want this to be clear as it is on the document. Honorable Speaker, as quoted by the honorable member in the matter of the day, that in the said section that he has talked about, freedom of religion and belief and practice of your religion is a fundamental human right. But, Honorable Speaker, this has been made in this parliament in an act by the amending Women's Act in 2015. Section 32A and B has been amended to insert in the Women's Act in 2015. But this is not a constitutional provision. Honorable Speaker, Section 4 of the Republic of the Gambia's Constitution 1997 says, this supremacy of the Constitution, this Constitution is the supreme law of the Gambia, and any other law found to be inconsistent with any provision of this Constitution shall, to the extent of inconsistency, be void. This law is illegal and supremacy of the Constitution should be observed, and this is inconsistent of the Constitution to say freedom of right and religious practice. So I think this law should be revisited. It is discriminatory, and this Constitution still told us that National Assembly shall not make any law that is discriminatory for either religion, race, or any other form of human section. So please, I believe this must be revisited. This is our religion, and I think the money that they have spent on banning female circumcision and the campaign, if they have spent the same amount sensitizing people to be held conscious, to make sure that they do it wisely, I think they would have achieved what they wanted to. But the purpose of banning it is not on because of the health issues, but they are fighting our religion, and we are strictly against that.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Kiang West.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I would like to, first of all, thank my honorable colleague of Central Badevo, who is the mover of this motion. Honorable Speaker, as my honorable member for Berefet has just alluded, it's a shame to stand in front of men to discuss about our privacy. It's a shame, and ethically, none of us should be tolerating such. We all know what happened in 2014, when 2015, I think, when it became an ignorant law of this country, where the former president said, no, I don't like to use the word. Yes, I don't want to use it. But you know what? This practice has been existing in this country for quite a long. Whoever feels like it's your right and you're religious to do it, perform it. And the law has been in this country, but the practice never get anybody into trouble. Why now? When the law started here, there has been some arrests, but there was no prosecution. Why now the prosecutions? Why now? We want the justice also to come out and tell us why now. The implementation to be started at the regime of this current government. There is a political suicide in this. I am not supporting it. If whoever feel like you wanna practice it, you have well and good, go ahead with it. Whoever doesn't want it, please take a loss. This is our religion, it's our culture. We all go through it, and we cannot come against our own principles or our own laws. Traditional, every human soul in this world has their own tradition. Even the West, they have their own tradition, which nobody can take away from them. Why us? Honorable Speaker, this is a shame. As Honorable Member for Kiang West has just said, let's allow people to express their franchise. Let's sensitize our people, the harmful side of it, for people to be aware of it. But you cannot impose something which people don't accord with it and they don't want to absorb it. Honorable Speaker, on that note, I would like to join my colleagues. Whoever you feel like you are a honorable member of this parliament, you need to consider. After 2027, you are facing your people again. And you have to tell them what you did in this National Assembly for them to give you another second mandate for you to lead them again. So by making your own way, you have to think twicely. Don't be sentimental on decision making by certain individuals who were making this up, at least make for a living. We are not against in the health side of the human being, especially with the women. We want to protect, we want our integrity, but we want it to be discussed in a civilized.
If we are all together, Honorable Speaker, and I also made this very clear, that proclamation of the President could adhere to a law in which the Parliament has passed as an act. Secondly, he has proclaimed as an Islamic state. Was it done? Let's ask ourselves.
No.
He has proclaimed about gay. Was it done? Let's ask ourselves. Why is this FGM an issue? And to correct this point, we are people. The people of the Gambia and that of Fonyi has never practiced FGM. It's borrowed from the West. And we will bury it here in this assembly. We are not here to joke, and we represent the people. When you tamper with your Islamic and cultural aspect, we will repel with all forces. So therefore, I tax myself and all members to come with a private member bill to police this law outright, immediately, to make sure our people are adhered to. That is the only way out. We cannot be surrounded by cheeky dodos in terms of gains of their pockets. Time has elapsed. Honorable Speaker, I had also had a strong activist trying to insinuate the arrest of an imam. I, part and parcel, a student of that imam. I am ready to remove my cap as a parliamentarian, to walk towards the street if any day that imam is arrested. And to clear the matter, you cannot even make proper prayers. Rabbi Sidney Elman. Is this what it said? Rabbi Sidney Elman. This is what the dua is all about. Instead of attacking an imam. We are here, and the forces will stay. We will not compromise with our religion. We will not compromise with our culture, and we will stand tooth and nail to make sure we defend the defenders. Honorable Speaker, to quote certain references from this. In 1994, the head of Al-Jassi Islamic University declared circumcision obligatory, specific removal of the area in which we are to do as what we are doing. Secondly, in 2009, the National Council of Islamic Affairs of Malaysia declared female circumcision obligatory for Muslim women, unlimited to what it's supposed to be based on the teaching of the Prophet ﷺ. And again also, in the Islamic Cultural Center of Ireland states that female circumcision is Islamic and not FGM. So we want to put tests to these activists. Where have you borrowed this word? Since pre-colonial era.
Thank you very much, honorable members. It's unfortunate we have about 20-something members who want to talk on this issue. We are only able to take 10. So let me thank the mover of the motion, the honorable member for Central Badibu, and of course, all honorable members who have participated eloquently on this issue. For those who have not had the opportunity to speak, may include it in may express their opinions during the adjournment debate.
La ilaha illallah.
GMTV, preaching Islam based on Quran and Sunnah.